if I've got concerns and I think I can do something to help those concerns, then my job in my leadership role is to address those. And that's...
So we're back listening to Emma Barnett quiz Education Secretary Gillian Keegan on the Today programme. And as you can hear, Barnett's line of questioning seems to have got under Keegan's skin as she starts listing a string of unimpressive achievements with the tone of, I talk straight and get things done.
Exactly what I do. I don't shy away from it. I didn't shy away from it with gender questioning. I didn't shy away with it with mobile phones. I haven't shied away with it with relationships, sex and health education.
You don't need to run through your whole career. I know people have followed it.
That's not my career. That's just the last couple of months.
The life of an education secretary then.
That's not even my life as an education secretary. It's just the last couple of months.
OK. I accept that if you have concerns, you've taken action. And some parents
people say I could be helpful. People say I could be helpful.
OK. May I just finish this point, though, because I do also want to say that some parents have those concerns that we've heard from. So I'm understanding what you're saying. I was merely trying to get an idea from your perspective how big an issue this was. And I think what you were just saying about gender identity as a contested subject is fascinating because you have had to have your own education on this as the education secretary. You used to say trans women are women, but you won't now.
So it's interesting to experience the shoe being on the other foot here. Usually this is the kind of line of questioning that left-wing politicians and commentators are presented with. To hear Keegan struggle shows that it doesn't matter what side of the divide you come from, it's not always easy to give a clear-cut answer.
So what happened, and I'm glad you asked that, Emma, because it's really good to be able to clear it up. When we first started to get some emails in 2020, literally I'd never really come across the subject. It'd not really been something I'd personally experienced, sat down with my team, we discussed with a few people, we'd met a few groups. The last time we said that and wrote that in a letter was in December 2020. And at that time, nobody had any idea that this was a campaign group, that this was code for something. And we were just trying to be sensitive to what actually it turns out was a campaign. So December 2020 was the last time that a letter saying that went from my office, because of course we have all, first of all, understood that this is a campaign, and secondly, understood that this was actually codified for something else. And of course I have learnt a lot in the last 4 years.
Hang on, before we get to that. In December 2020, you're saying you didn't have enough information to hand to let you know that trans women aren't women?
No, I've always known that trans women aren't women.
It really seems that Keegan is out of her depths with the new regulations she's presenting and why she's presenting them, as she struggles to make her position clear. And, as with the comments earlier, seems to imply that nefarious groups have been influencing her opinions, but now she's reacting against those campaigns.
And you wrote that trans women are women. I've got it in front of me when you wrote it.
The thing that we was thinking, I'll go into the details because I did think about it, was, somebody who has changed their gender, who has changed from a man to a woman, has gone through the full reassignment, was who I had in my head at that time, right? So we were not all aware of all the various campaigns and all the various groups. And of course, somebody that was a man that has transitioned, that is fully transitioned, is known as a woman. So there was a lot of people.
So you do still think that? You do still think a man that has transitioned, a trans woman, is a woman?
Well, I think
you just said that.
There's a huge difference between self-identification, people who want to identify but still have a male body, biologically are male, and then there is a very, very small number of people, but I think we have to be really sensitive about these people and not lose them in this debate, who do have and have had gender reassignment and reassignment surgery, and they have gone to, a great deal of probably a lot of pain and a lot of...
Are they women?
Well, this is what we should say, that I personally believe if you've gone to that level of you've got the gender recognition, you've got the reassignment,
yes,
then you are legally and medically allowed to say you're a woman.
Click here to find out all the awful things that Gillian Keegan has done.